What is going on? We are live for show number 11. I need one more digit. Man, we made it. What's going on, Tyler?
Hey, where are you?
Oh, man, we are on location at the premier track in all of Canada, Otterville Raceway, just finishing an epic 4-day event, 240 entries, and I'm RC hungover right now. I'm telling you, it was good.
You must have put some steps in this weekend.
Oh man, it was so much fun. Thank God we had the CowRC stuff. We had all the cleaning. This is John Blakely, the owner of O-Town, chiming in. We are back for another show, number 11. What's going on, Brad? Got a whole bunch of people joining us. The
Yeah.
clicker down here right now is going to be for a little something that Tyler's going to get into. It's right in front of him, but it is going to all tie in with this show. Always good content, John. We're trying, man. Dino,
Thank
what's
you.
going on? Hey, Thomas. So as you can see, I also have a pretty cool crawler that stopped on by. We got Jonathan Hilton in the house. He does Talk About It Tuesday, so I get to check him out once in a while when I'm on day
Oh,
shift. So it
cool.
is super cool. Yeah,
I'll
and
check
he
that out.
is right into all that stuff, and an avid racer too, an all-round nice guy. But
Yeah, he's
we
showing me that rig before the show started. I definitely, if he has a show, I definitely want to check out what he's got because that's some talent right behind you.
we are gonna have him show it off. It does a whole bunch of wild stuff. He's got it all decked out. It's pretty cool. And we got it as the showpiece in the backdrop. That's
Perfect.
looking cool. Yeah, we're actually at the track right now on location. Hopefully, you guys can hear us loud
Oh
and
yeah,
clear and
we're good.
everything's good. I got your mic up a little bit more than normal right now, which I feel is a-okay. If
Okay.
anybody can't hear, just give me a thumbs down and I'll make sure I can adjust him as well. From Jersey. What's going on? So tonight we actually have some super cool stuff to divulge. One of my favorite new items is definitely going to be on the list tonight. Now, you guys know that we've been we straight up been beating on these ultrasonic cleaners. Look at like people were getting it
Yeah.
dirty from changing batteries and like it was crazy. Thank God my wife got me the rechargeables and we ran this thing probably for a good 4 hours straight. So if you guys are worried about the longevity of it, well I'm gonna find out how long it's gonna last. And man, the cool things that just came out and that we get to share with you guys from that is going to be sick. Wow, Myrtle Beach, Mexico. What's going on? New Mexico, Fish and Bill. What's going on? So, do we want to talk about what's in front of you? I
Yeah,
think
let's
it's
do
pretty
that.
cool.
Yes. So this is kind of the theme of today's show. So if you haven't checked out the latest issue of RC Car Action magazine, there is a couple very nice articles about some new CowRC products that we've been talking about. But it's awesome and also an honor to be recognized, by one of the largest RC magazines in the industry. So very nice article about the mouse pad mat, and also a nice article about Moo-Slick silicone protected. And because of that, these two awesome articles, we're gonna kind of give a trifecta, three
A three
trifecta
four. Yeah.
prize today for our best comment, question, etc. So we're going to give away to one winner. We're going to give away three prizes. First prize is going to be a mouse pad mat without magnetics. The second
Nice.
prize is going to be a can of Moo-Slick silicone protectant.
Getting
And
better.
the third and final prize, which was generously donated by RC Car Action Magazine themselves, is going to be a 1-year subscription to RC Car Action Magazine. So it'll be a print and digital subscription, all to one winner for the person that gives the best comment and question today. So get your brains working. You have an hour to impress us, and it's going to be a tough one because this is a serious prize. And I think you guys have seen what we've been showing off with these products recently. And then the kind of for everybody. So a normal subscription, 1 year subscription to RC Car Action magazine is about $37. So this code on the bottom of the screen is open to everybody, and so it gives you a 1 year subscription, print and digital, for $22. So you're basically saving 33% by using this code, and it's free to everybody. So use it. It's a great magazine. It's fun to get something. If you're not a digital person, it's fun to have something in your hand. If you're not a print kind of guy, you look on your phone and it's just as nice. So take advantage of a good opportunity.
Yes, definitely. And it's cool that they offered that up. And you know what? Being in those magazines is always a cool feeling. Everybody wants to definitely be in the show, like having like rigs, custom built ups and stuff
Oh
like
yeah.
that. You've had some of your stuff in there, which is super cool. Yeah, well, yeah.
Oh yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. It's not just it's for crawlers, racers, flying, boats. It's everything. It's RC general. Really cool stuff. They always release the newest products out, tips and tricks, and then also just from articles from normal people. It's not all the biggest names in the industry. It's a little bit of everything.
That's right. And you know what, Gary? The funny thing is, we had this story how CowRC got named, and it has to do with our amazing boss Heath's last name and the way that it was kind of already used, and he just kind of took the cow from Heath Mash Cow and just basically crammed it in there, and it's stuck ever since.
Yep. Yep, pretty. It's pretty. I don't know, simple when you think about it, but it's. And I think that was
Kind of.
actually Heath's nickname, I believe, when he was growing up. So it's cool. A cool coincidence. Life kind of comes around in circles like that.
It surely does. Now, one of the things that I definitely wanted to talk about, since we were on the ultrasonic cleaner and the giveaway and everything like that, we got something cool that I want to show you. Now, do you actually have the insert yet or no?
No, I do not have an insert yet, or the stickers
Okay.
yet. But let's show everybody what we're
Yeah,
talking about.
absolutely. These things are
And see,
going
I,
to
I think
be
this is a testament to this show and offering the fans an opportunity to voice their opinions and what they want. And so really the two things that people have been talking about, one right there being a mesh insert to put inside of the ultrasonic cleaner to allow the sediment to kind of rest and keep your parts elevated above the sediment, so it's not just sitting in there. So that suggestion came from fans on this show, and CowRC quickly delivered. So these, and actually we could probably show them in the page as well. Actually, I think we're going to be, sorry, I'll take that back. These will be coming shortly. So these will be available about 2 weeks. And they're actually been printed by Wildside RC Works. So Wildside RC Works is the one responsible for this design and this print. So again, it'll be out in 2 weeks. The prices, if you buy this individually, so just like this, if you buy this individually, it'll be $3.99. And if you buy it as part of your purchase of an ultrasonic cleaner, it's $2.99. So I mean, extremely affordable. Again, this is a 3D print. It does have a carbon fiber texture to kind of keep with the carbon theme and some of the stuff we're doing. So really cool accessory to add to this nice cleaner.
absolutely. And Tony, welcome. I'm an avid racer myself. That's why we were at this epic event. And man, did John pull off a doozy this weekend. But yeah, these things look amazing. We put these through the paces this weekend. It was so cool to be able to get all the shocks for the 10 scale in it in one shot. But for the 8 scale, it was only 2 at a time with one diff, was pretty much maxing it out for the 8 scale.
Sure.
So keep in mind the size. And if you do want to do a whole 8 scale vehicle, I'm actually going to implore 2 of them now, because my kids kept stealing it from me. I want to make sure that I got a little something in reserve. It is a great add-on. No, for sure. This definitely keeps all the sediment out of the bottom, and your parts don't get resaturated with the dirt. It is a game changer. and I can't wait to get my hands on it. Definitely a testament to you guys giving us the suggestion on the show. Like, this is one of your guys' ideas.
Yeah.
And look at this. Boom. It came to
Here it is.
fruition. You guys asked, and Heath definitely hit a home run with that. But not to finish off with the Sonic Cleaner. Now, obviously mine, I dressed up with the cool CowRC stickers and stuff like that. But no, Heath had to go and step it up one bigger. So he actually went out and got all, not one, not two, three, four, all five of these are now available. And as soon as he has them online, I think that you have the price for these bad boys.
Yeah. So these will be available again in 2 weeks. So 2 weeks is going to be like the pimped out version of Ultrasonic Cleaners are going to be hitting everybody's workbenches. So these are going to be again do these individually, it'd be $3.99. And then if you buy them with an ultrasonic cleaner, it'll be $2.99. So same pricing structure as the grate and insert. So that gives you an opportunity to spend a little bit more and make your vehicles or make your tools look as good as your vehicles are going to look.
Oh yeah, it's definitely makes it a lot better. Steve, awesome racing this weekend. Super cool. Say hello to the kids for me because they were awesome all weekend. Tough choices. Hey, I'm telling you, I'm liking the green streak. I gotta steal Tyler's shirt. I definitely
it's
am
a good
going
match.
with it is, man. I'm definitely liking it for sure. It depends on what your paint scheme is, kind of what you're feeling, because you can deck out a lot of your stuff in the similar fashion. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, and if you guys haven't seen, like, you can look on, if you go on the website, you can look at the themed products for different skins. You have your Jet Blaster, you have the Ultrasonic Cleaner, you have shirts, you have banners, you have towels. There's all kinds of things that you can, if you like one of these schemes, you can make everything, almost everything CowRC have this. The dot boxes, those also have skins. So really cool. And obviously you can go and do one of all five if you want. So just a whole lot of different options to make your tools look as nice as your vehicles do.
Yeah, you can actually deck out your whole area. It's pretty cool. And not only that, if you look at like the headers, like he was saying, on the magnetics, which we can actually show on the page right now. Let me just pull that up.
Yeah.
Because man, they got some stuff. Here is the home page. If you can follow my mouse, I know it's a little bit harder to see. You got the pit mats here. We're going to go to the drop down. And obviously, I'm going to go with the flat mats here. There's all the different banners, and you can customize any of them with your own custom banner. All themes, all 6 are available. So like, you just basically pick your poison, and it is such a cool, neat option. So not everybody's gonna have the same thing that you have. It's definitely a CowRC. Oh man, this thing was definitely working overtime this weekend. Oh, I loved it. Yeah. Saved it for sure. Oh, just need to get the Workmat. Yeah, no, honestly, my new go-to one is the one right behind. I'll kind of show off my pit area before we get done with the show. It's basically dismantled because we are done. I only left this table set up so we could do the show live for y'all.
Yeah, that's great. Well, hey, here, this would be a good, kind of a good segue because we only have, the rest of today and tomorrow for the XL Workmat
The
sale. So if you, why don't you, you have that graphic, correct, for the sale and the code?
Yep.
Why don't we pull that up and then we can show off the code and then, yeah, there we go. No, that's not it. That's the Workmat.
Oh, the mouse pad.
That's the mouse pad.
Let me do it behind the scenes so everybody
fair
can.
Enough. Well, check out the so the XL. We have a discount going on, and I have to remember the code for this, so we'll plug that in the show. But today and tomorrow, last day save on your XL Workmat. So you have with pouches, with no pouches, all kinds of different options that you can have on there. So, you know, the pockets, no pockets, bottom pockets, double pockets, different stuff. There it is.
Yeah.
So 33% on the July XL work mat blowout. So the code is at checkout is XL blowout. So today and tomorrow, last 2 days of July, take advantage of that sale. And you know, don't forget your Cow Tech code as well. So and actually, I will take that back. Let me correct myself. Only one code at a time for this one. So apologies for that one. So the code actually, the XL blowout will be your best bet. But when you're not using this code for this specific deal, use Cow-Tech to save yourself 10% off of anything else in the store.
That was a good thing, man. I always forget to bring up our like it's right there, and I always forget to bring it up. But yes,
It's always
we do
there, and we just
appreciate
look
you
it over.
guys. Yeah, when you're doing it. Somebody saying hi, Tyler.
Hi.
Yeah. Cool shirt. Oh yeah. Hey, yeah. If Tyler wants to show it off, that is like one of the best looking ones.
It's
That's the
got
Green
on the
Street
back
collection,
too.
which I think is dynamite, and it ties in really well, for sure.
So it's
So
the
Thomas,
whole theme thing. You can make yourself match your workspace and your workbench and look as good as you're trying to make your vehicles look.
that's right. Have everything looking dialed,
Yep.
and it's pretty easy. But man, my go-to now, man, I hate to admit it, he killed it with the carbon edition mats. Everybody's been coming over here checking those bad boys out, and with the amount of abuse we put everything through this weekend with the rain and the bad weather and coming off muddy and stuff like that, it was the perfect opportunity to show off the power of the Moo, show everybody how clean we can get it with like we had a little bit of concentrate in the tire wash station with the handheld drills and stuff like that,
Oh
made
wow.
cleaning the tires super easy. The hide wipes were definitely clutch to getting in all those tight spots and cleaning your hands afterwards and stuff like that. But the blaster, oh my God, without this thing, I would still be cleaning right now. It would be crazy. Yeah, no, Gary, they definitely got you covered. All sizes are on the webpage as
Yes.
well.
Yeah,
Oh,
take a
that's
look
a
at
good
that. There's
question.
all kinds of swag on the website. There's hats, the towels. You know, there's themed towels. Those are really cool. You know, you can use especially for guys who are boaters. You know, using those for your boats. I have one I put on my workbench. It's kind of like a back. It was actually before the mouse pads came out. I used it kind of to soften up everything before I put my magnetic out. But I mean, you can use them for so many things, and or just use it as a towel or hang it up in your work office. You know, it's got a lot of different options.
So, how often do you change the udder butter in your axles and gears?
Well, I'll answer that as far as from a crawler standpoint. So it kind of depends on a couple things. Are you getting your vehicle in water? You know, the grease is waterproof, but obviously, you know, adding dirts and particulates into your gears does, you know, wear out and get dirty. Um, and how much do you use it? And what are you using it, you know, for? So kind of answer your question. Those are all the variables, but in maybe a general sense, I probably change mine out every 4 to 6 months, and I try to do it depending on which vehicle I do. What I like to do personally is I like to upgrade vehicles, and so that's kind of my excuse to do maintenance on it as well. So what I'll do is if I find something that I like that I want to upgrade on, I make sure I tear it all down, clean it. You know, ultrasonic cleaner is a good thing to do. Take all those little parts and pieces, just get them clean. Take the extra time and then lubricate everything. You know, lubricate your bearings, obviously the udder butter for your grease and your gears. You know, the new ultra thin grease for your CVD joints. You know, get it all nice. Get your, you know, if you're like me, you know, so here's actually here's a very good example. This is a TRX4 front axle assembly. There's not one single thing on here that resembles a stock TRX4. Everything's metal, brass, aluminum, but the internals are from a standard TRX4. So, you know, just taking this apart, you know, get your CVD joints lubricated, get your portal axle gears, get your diff gear, get your bearings, you know, and even new bearings could always use better grease. So the ultra-thin oil with the PTFE, that's also something good. You know, Loctiting everything. So everything that's metal to metal connection, Loctite it. Because now metal to plastic, or I'm sorry, plastic, you don't need to do that. And actually, thread lock will hurt plastic connections, but metal, that's what it's for. So like things like, you know, for your knuckles, you want obviously movement, but you don't want these screws to pop out. So Loctite is going to keep them in and still allow your axle to have some free movement.
Yep, those are words to live by. So for me, I'm fortunate enough that only when I have to change diff fluids in the front or the rear do I reapply. I look at it first, and normally we only run in ideal conditions for racing and stuff like that. So I'm only doing it when I actually need to make a change to the diffs. This weekend I ran 10-10-7, and oh my God, it made my car come alive. Highest rear diff I've ever run in racing an 8-scale buggy, and it actually was a home run for myself. It definitely helped out big time.
Yeah, and I mean the idea is the products, you know, as example, the Udder Butter, it's tacky and waterproof. So both those two things mean, you know, the high revolutions aren't going to flick the grease off of the gear and put it into the diff case. It's going to stay on your gears, and it being waterproof, it means it's not going to break down. So you don't have to change these the grease and relubricate very often. It's just usually in extreme circumstances when you want to do it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. But Jeff, to answer your question, no, it is definitely not taking it too far. And I think I've already seen a few, if I'm not
I
mistaken.
would love to see that.
Yeah, yeah. So
I hope you're
maintenance
talking about
is
your
like
one-to-one
taking a
car.
break. Oh, yeah. Uh, taking a break from the real world. Yeah, no, honestly,
Mhm.
it's like my chill time for sure. It is a great. Oh, so he runs both portals on my Gen 8
Okay.
Axial ST10,
Yeah.
2 axles. Nice.
Yeah. I mean, that's you know, when you start getting into portal axles, you know, this a portal axle gear setup. It's just more gears and more lubrication you need to have. So, you know, just kind of and listen to the vehicle. You know, if you're hearing squeakiness, if you're hearing or feeling bindingness, if it's not, you know, if anything, just take your axle apart and twist your drive shaft, your center diff, and just see how it feels. You know, it should feel very smooth. If it doesn't, it feels gritty, grindy, then it's time, you know, to do that.
Yeah.
So I think you just kind of the answer, probably the best answer is let your truck tell you or your car tell you what it needs because it'll just feel different.
Oh, Tony, this is a pretty good question, and
Oh,
Tyler would have to be the one to
okay.
answer because I'm posing with this one behind me.
Okay. Well, that's a tough one, but I'm going to give you quite a few answers. A Traxxas TRX4 is a very good one. An Axial 10.2 is a very good one. An Axial 10.3 is a very good one. Vanquish has very nice rigs. Those are a little bit more expensive. There's TRX 6s, which is kind of like what was behind Adam. If you want to go the 6-wheel,
Oh,
or
so
yeah,
yeah.
three axle vehicle. So what else do I have? FMS makes great vehicles if you want to go to the scale side of things. They've got a lot of like larger kind of 10 scale. They're 10 scale, they're probably more 9 scale, but lots of different things you can do. And you know, if you want to do portal axles, straight axles, it's a very large amount. And if you want to go into the deep end and try them all, that's that was where I got into. Is I saw things I liked, and you buy something, you trade it, you sell it, and you get something different, and you eventually fall into something you really love.
So what you're trying to tell me, no clear winner here. Just get what you like and what you enjoy and customize it your own way.
Exactly. Yeah. I just because I like it doesn't mean you're gonna like it. You just and honestly, I change my mind sometimes. Sometimes I like portal axles. Sometimes I don't. Then I like them again. Sometimes I like plastic drive shaft or plastic axle housing. Sometimes I like metal ones. It just kind of depends. And what are you? You know, are you like going in the mud? Do you like rocks? So you like comping? Do you like long trails? It's just I think if you're getting into the hobby, try something along those lines that I mentioned. Test it out, see if you like it, and make sure it kind of all kind of going into this thing is make sure you maintain it, because I do hear a lot of people online talk badly about the brands that I just mentioned, and all of those brands are equally good. There's fanboys out there that'll say such and such is the better. They're not. They're all great. And some people will bash on their first one and say, actually, I just saw something today, and somebody said they wanted to quit the hobby because every time they go out, something's breaking. Well, that's usually the person, and it's probably because they're getting their vehicle soaked in water. They put it back on the shelf. They ram it into things. Maybe they don't put Loctite on it. They're not doing the simple things to make sure they're enjoying the hobby, and then they blame the vehicle for it, and that's just not fair. It's the service on these things. They're not. I mean, there's a reason they call them hobby grade for a reason. They're not Toys
Mhm.
R Us and Meyer brand stuff. They're hobby grade, and these are $500 to $1,500 vehicles, and they require to be maintained, and that's what CowRC is based on, is helping you take your $1,500 investment. If you're buying a Vanquish and spending a ton of money on it, you want to make sure it runs and it doesn't break. And I think that's spending a little bit more money on these types of products makes it look good, makes it function well, and I think you're really going to enjoy the hobby much more.
So Glenn is asking, like, what sprays are used for that? Because I know they use the magnetic mats for guns, but I'm not sure if they use any of the cleaning stuff for
I
it.
don't know. That is something I have not used any of that for.
Me either. But I definitely like what Dino said. Dino says it comes down to your
Yeah.
price range as well. Always stick to your price range. You're gonna have like a
Mhm.
build in mind and stuff like that. Check out some cool scale accessories like this one behind me. He's got it all decked out and stuff like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
But like
You
you
can go
want to have a
crazy.
budget and kind of stick to it.
Yeah. I mean, I think for an entry level, you're looking like around $400 to $500, and this is brand new. For a nice hobby grade crawler. Obviously, you can go used. I sell my stuff a lot. I actually just sold something before the show started, so that's always a good option. There's people like myself who take care of their rigs that sell them. So that there's those are good options as well.
Yeah, and there's always like forums and stuff like that and groups that you can go and
Mhm.
source this stuff out. I know
Yeah.
Tyler's always getting rung in by a few guys on here, and they're asking if you're going to an event coming up next weekend or something like that, eh?
Next weekend, not that I remember. I forgot, but no, I don't recall if I am or not.
So nothing coming up for you anytime soon, or what's your next big event?
No, I might do something in September. Just kind of trying to feel it out. It's a relatively new event. Just talking to a friend about that today. So that's kind of on the table. But I'm kind of starting to wind down for the year on events. I do have a one in Kentucky in October I'm going to do that I always do. It's Rocktober in very northern Kentucky, so only about a 3-hour drive from me. So that's one I always like to go to every year.
Rocktober, eh?
Rocktober.
Nice, nice. Yeah, for us, I think the next stop for us is gonna be Spark, and then after that, maybe Quebec, and then after that,
Wow.
we'll see from there. Yeah, we're hot and heavy into the race scene right now, and
Yeah,
super blessed that we get to go out and hang hang like it's the people that make it. And
sure.
fortunately enough for us, we get to do it as a family, so it makes it even more of a blessing. And seeing like my kids racing today, it was super cool for them like fight for that bump spot and stuff
That's
like
cool.
that. And like you give them the best gear that you can, and then it's like I'm more nervous watching them now than me racing. So it is crazy. Yeah,
Yeah, it
no,
sounds like your
Steve,
kids did really good today or this weekend.
it was honestly like the hanging out, the playing, and they get to grow together with other RC kids, and
That's
it,
cool.
it makes it so much better.
What do you have
What would
do
it
you have
take to
your
get
trophy out there that
everyone?
you won this weekend?
My trophy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got my stuff here.
Let's
Like
see.
here, let's see. So there's my stuff a little behind the scenes, but look at how cool these things turned out here. Let me see if I can get this back. Right there. Okay. So this is my TQ. I was lucky enough to get TQ, but I let the Otter beat me. I could only get third in the A main, but TQ and third. But I was super proud with it.
Congrats.
Yeah. It's such a fun class, man, and being able to race with my friends, it's the best ever, man. I couldn't ask for anything better.
Well, that's
So
fantastic.
what would it take to get Tyler to Otterville next year? I would have to sponsor him because I don't know if he has any race vehicles.
I don't know. I've gotten rid of all my race vehicles. Is Otterville in Canada?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You have to give me a passport too.
Yeah. Oh, or an enhanced
Mine's
license.
expired.
Yeah, or an enhanced license. Either way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This guy here, man, went on a tear today. He went from the
Jeez.
F main in e-buggy all the way to
Man.
the. I don't even know how he had batteries though. Like it
Nothing to
was like
lose there. Jeez.
yeah, full send. And he
Good for
actually
you.
rocked it like pretty good because driving through the field every single time is no joke. Tony, it is a wonderful thing. I started my kids off with a Traxxas / 4x4, and it was full waterproof. It was plug and play, and it was very easy to maintain. And it was our first introduction into hobby grade items. And I didn't realize how cool Traxxas was to getting into the hobby. It clicked with our family. We still love the short buses, and you know what? We've kind of graduated into the big boy racing, the 8 scale. I even ran nitro this weekend out of my comfort zone, but it was
Wow.
definitely fun. Steve's son just got donated or gifted a 4x4 TLR short course, which is going to be
Cool.
rocking because Steve definitely knows how to maintain some stuff. So it'll be flying time. And the cool thing is, it's going to be another kid out on the track having a good time,
Yeah.
So
That's
you
neat.
got to keep paying it forward like that. Oh, yeah. Definitely cool. But yeah, Tony, honestly, even if you're into crawlers, you get them a little something cheap, something that you want as a second vehicle, maybe a
Yeah.
good way to explain it to the wife that you need more. And she'll
Very
be
good.
on board because you're trying to include the children. And you
Yeah.
know what? Our seeing as a family has been a huge thing for us. We call them racecations. We'll go to wherever we need to for the weekend, and we just hang out with cool people. And the people are what made this hobby so much more enjoyable. Is who you meet in and around the pits and the hanging out and all that stuff, right? So,
Oh, absolutely. Well, I mean,
it,
look at all the guys we know from the teams that we're on, and CowRC and everybody like that. I mean, it's kind of cool. You meet, and sometimes you talk to people for years and you don't meet them, and then all of a sudden you're at an event together, and there they are. So it's really neat. Like actually, I've never met Adam,
nope.
in person. So so it's that's something that I've known you for 4 years.
I know it's crazy. And honestly, I think that where you're located, I am definitely going to be heading that way
Okay.
pretty soon. I think it's the first week in October. We're going to Tarkar for the Adam Drake
Oh, yeah.
clinic for the kids because
Yeah.
if Dad says it, it doesn't make the difference. But when Adam Drake says it,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
got a different last name, and hopefully it'll stick. But
Yeah. That's in Toledo, Ohio, isn't it?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know how far that is from you, but
About an hour and a half, hour and
oh,
45
so that's
minutes.
not horrible.
Yeah. No, not bad at all.
Oh, Gary, I will tell you this. I have my drag car working now. And I know, I don't know if this is your first time joining the show. If it is, thank you for jumping on board. But we actually had a special when we were talking about the Moo-Slicks and the new sprays and silicone sprays, part of the whole family there. And what I did was I actually got my first set of ceramic bearings, which I swore I would never do. And I did it for drag racing just because you want the least amount of rolling resistance as you possibly could. I showed on the show how to actually use the specific spray for the bearings now. And these things are money. Now, if I could just get it to go straight, I could probably get my under 2 second pass, but it's definitely got the speed and performance to do so. And the new Udder Butter sprays and silicone sprays are epic. I've just recently been able to test them, and I'm telling you, there's no going back to what I was doing before. I was popping the seals off. I think I showed you when we were doing the seals and spraying
Yeah.
it in. You did an awesome demo, and the demo that you did was probably one of the best on the older shows that we did, and he did it on the carbon mat. And when I saw that, I knew
Uh,
I had to get the carbon mats as soon as I seen that.
Yeah, I mean, the cool thing about CowRC products is they're not like an RC type specific product. So like let's just take drag racing and off road racing, on road racing, crawlers. They all have gears and they all need
Yeah.
lubricated. So an Udder
Yes.
Butter is that type of product that you would use on all of those. And the nice thing is it's about how you're applying it. And one of the things that I kind of wanted to talk about a little bit today is how do you properly apply this. This is supposed to be for lubrication, and it doesn't need to be applied in excess, meaning that I've heard lots of people talk about how they say pack your diff full of grease. Well, what that's doing is it's causing resistance. And I think where that comes from is from one-to-one cars. And I think that is where that thought process comes from. And we're talking about an electric motor, that big. It does not have torque to withstand all of that extra grease put in there. Not to mention you're just wasting it because none of that grease, 90% of that grease isn't touching the gears. It's just what you apply onto the gear itself. And because this has extremely great tackiness to it, which means it's not going to fling off. So when your gear spinning at 300,000 RPMs or whatever these things spin at, it's not flicking the grease onto your diff case.
Housing. Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's staying on your gear. So you don't need to put a lot. Actually, frankly, the more you put on, it does become a hindrance because it's now starts causing binding and it starts gumming up those gears. So someone like like Adam was talking about drag racing, where it's 2 seconds and you're off. You don't need a lot because that's just extra resistance and you're just
Right.
spending extra product. I mean, like I use Udder Butter a ton, and this will last me 6 months. This just one syringe, and you don't need to put a lot in it. And I want to just kind of, and if you have questions about that, please feel free to reach out to me on Facebook. I'm happy to answer. If you want to say, hey, is this enough? Is this too much? I'm happy to judge for you.
Yeah, that I don't know, Tony. I would never ever pack mine. In fact, I will share some pictures on the Ross Racing page, and you'll see exactly how much I use when I'm doing my disc, and I'm doing it for race applications only. I just have a little thin bead in between the gears, and you'll see where you run it in by hand. I just turn it over, turn it over, turn it over, and when I have that nice clean ring, put everything together, assemble it, and I'm off to the races. Now, the one thing that I will say that when I broke it in, I definitely added one extra shim and I pushed it in to the crown gear, and I loved it when it came undone because all of the grease and Udder Butter was right where I needed it to be. It didn't fling off like Tyler was saying, and it
Mhm.
helped break in that dip. Now, if you're new to racing, I run in my drivetrains because I don't want it to be brand new when I throw it on the track. So it just makes the car feel a little less edgy for myself. And if it's too tight and too goofy, it's hard for me to drive. So I always like to have my stuff properly broken in.
Yeah, and I think when it comes to the how you lock a diff up. So we're talking about like what's inside. The spider gears and the sun gears inside the diff. That's you can get various grades of silicone that you put in there. A million, whatever it may be, 500,000 to get that locked diff. But we're talking about lubrication. So kind of two different things. And I do see people talk about they'll pack an entire diff case where that spur gear is spinning. That shouldn't be packed. That should just be lubricated with the
Yeah.
Udder Butter.
Yeah, no, you don't want to overdo it. It like
Yeah.
some people take it to the extreme, and you definitely want to make sure everything's moving free and not creating extra heat for no reason.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and if you look at it this way, and another thing that it does is a lot of people talk about motors burning up. It is out of probably 100 motors that I've ever owned, I've burnt one up.
Okay.
And sometimes I hear people doing it multiple times a day. They'll carry motors with them multiple times and change them out throughout the day, and that's not normal.
Yeah.
And the reason that's happening is because your bearings are bad, your gears are grinding, they're probably dry and they don't have any lubrication in them. They're probably rusted, those type of things, and that's what's causing those motors to burn up because it's putting extra strain on them. And again, let your vehicle tell you what's wrong with it. You know, if you hold your vehicle up off the ground, you kind of squeeze the trigger a little bit, and you hear the motor whining, but it's not moving. That means there's something binding, and so that means you need to start taking it apart. And if you're short on time, take the rear off first. See if the front is binding up, and if that's not binding up, put the rear back on, and vice versa. So you start eliminating the processes where the problem might be happening, and you just kind of go from there. But let the trucks tell you or cars tell you what's wrong.
Yeah, and Mike's right. For the racing applications, as long as you treat it right, it will treat you back
Hmm.
even better. Because man, maintenance is king for a reason. Use the little jug at work for customers, trucks, and there's still tons left.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's
it lasts a long
definitely
time.
some. Robert, what's up, bud? Yeah, it's pretty cool that we get to experiment with all this stuff, and it's so cool that Tyler is into the crawlers because you get all that information. I am more so into the racing end, and blessed to be able to do that. But yeah, I see this guy. He was even working on his stuff from the F to the A, and his stuff kept getting better too. His pits are always dialed.
That's
I got
cool.
I got a sonic cleaner for him. I just got to hook up with him. But yeah, he forgot to leave it here for John for you, bud. Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was amazing. I went around and did some spy shots and photos because a lot of my friends have been ordering up the carbon mats. So it was cool
Ooh,
to see CowRC well represented here in Canada.
wow.
And yeah, four of us now rocking the new carbon mats. There was a couple of the XL mats that were out there as well. Of course, my kids are still rocking all their CowRC stuff, but it was awesome to see it out and about in the pits where it counts the most,
Very
right?
good. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And those will all be posted on my page once I get home tomorrow and unpack. But for now, it's chill time for you guys.
Good for you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Even better, even better. So the CowRC fan page is awesome for tech tips and cleaning as well.
Yeah.
Yes. And if you're not following the CowRC fan page, you have to start because you're going to see crazy content from you, the users. And it's some of the ideas that we actually get for the show off of that page. And if it's something that you want, something that you need, some questions you need answered, if you put it on that link, we're most likely going to see it because I know me and Tyler are always creeping that page. It's
Oh
one
yeah.
of my favorites for sure. So I always do it for sure. No, and honestly, Dino, you've been a huge help. Awesome,
Yeah. For
freaking
sure.
yeah, with the contributions and stuff like that. But it was fun.
Well, I mean,
Uh,
Dino's a good example of somebody who posts up great content on the fans page, and now he's a driver. So it's
yeah,
and that's how if you're interested in being on the CowRC Factory team, that's kind of how you kind of get your foot in the door. There's not an application process. There's not a time. A lot of people call it silly season in kind of the fall and October, November, and CowRC's silly season is all the time. 12 months a year. So, if you're interested and you want to show off what kind of content you can produce and ideas you have, put it on the fans page and we want to take a look at it.
so look at I think Gary might have
Oh, how's he
hey,
know this?
hey, look at that. So well, let me see if I can cue something
Throw it
up
up there.
here.
Thanks, Gary. Appreciate the segue.
Yeah, that was clutch, but here we're gonna go like that. I'm gonna get rid of this, and we are gonna share this right now. The new
Yeah.
And oh my God, I can't wait to get my hands on this. Now, a lot of people were coming over, and dude, I'm not gonna lie, I was trying to be a little bit more stingy with my concentrate that I have left because hey, there's no tire cleaning after this. So now that we can announce the new Moo-Kleen Tire Wash, Tire and Hand Cleaner, it's going to be next level. Obviously we need that for racing purposes. You guys need it for your crawlers. You guys need the show and shine. I want it just for the freaking tackiness and the prep. I love it. I got a tire clean station. It's right over there. And with the concentrate in there, it was money. Now this is going to be the game changer, and I'm looking forward to trying it.
Yeah, this is. I mean, honestly, this graphic was created about 4 hours ago, and this is hot off the press. So this, and I'll kind of explain where this came from. So if you guys remember, we have Moo-Kleen part and chassis wash concentrate. So we offered this starting about it was 10 months ago. We started offering the concentrate.
Yeah.
It was the same formula that we've had for years, and but in a concentrate form. Well, as of a couple months ago, some of those properties of that formula have been discontinued. Were no longer available. So that old formula had a wax in it, which was very good for tires. Now that part of it has gone away, and we've added a ceramic additive to it. So the ceramic part is actually better for cleaning, but not so much for tires. So the kind of the good and the bad with it is one, it made, well, I would say it's really only almost all good, but the first good part was now we have a ceramic property to this, which enhances the cleanability. It's kind of gives you like a Moo-Slick finish, so it saves you a step and saves you some other product if you so choose. And because it isn't ideal for cleaning tires, now we have a tire specific product that's going to be coming out here in 8 to 10 weeks. So it is a little bit ways out. It's like the formula has just been, kind of finalized. All the legal things have been done. And now you see the label has been done. So it's now it's going to be 8 to 10 weeks, and we should have that, in everyone's hands.
It's going to be one of those products that is a must have for any avid racer. I'm telling you guys, like the amount of people that love the concentrate in the tire wash station, this is going to be almost identical to it with a little bit better cleaning. I'm guessing it's going to be a little bit better because it's specific for it. But I can't wait to get my hands on it, and I will have to let you guys know because it will be tested in pits for sure. Half a jug left. What you watch? Locked in a safe, eh?
I mean, the
That's
cool
funny.
thing with this tire wash is, I mean, it's so new that nobody that I'm aware of even has any of this. So
No,
this is like, I mean, even like, when we came out with the oils and the greases, drivers like myself and others were testing these years and years ago. This wash is so new that it I don't even think it literally doesn't even exist. It's being manufactured as we speak and kind of finalized.
and it's awesome that we get to share it with you guys because I'm telling
Yeah.
you, like, losing the capabilities with the new concentrate mix was like kind of like a little bit of a shock, and he is trying to make it right by
Hmm.
offering what the customers want and need, and I think this one's going to be mint. Can I test it? Eh? Oh, we'll have to see. You never know because we might actually give it away on a show coming up when we get
Never
to
know.
go through it.
Crazier
Yeah,
things have happened.
I feel it. I feel it. Good new cleaning product for rate. Yes, man. Even the hide wipes by themselves. Like I know you guys are joking about your wife stealing them and this and that, but we use them big time in and around the pits because they're getting in there with toothbrushes. They're cleaning it.
Yeah.
They're getting mud all over the place. And then when you hit it with the blaster and you're splattering stuff, the final wipe down once everything is done, you need something clean. And if you're using, like, we love the microfibers. I'm not gonna lie, the microfibers are really good at getting in there, cleaning and this and that. But when you're done, you can't reuse the microfiber. Guess what? The hide wipes, once you're done with that, you just get rid of them and you are done. He said, read the label. All right, let's see.
Ah.
So the ultimate new environmentally friendly, non-corrosive cleaner and degreaser fortified with our new generation cleaning agents and unmatched conditioners. This one formula does it all, removes grease, oils, dirt, mud, and more without leaching out the integral oils and conditioners in your RC tires, gaskets, and O-rings. Will not harm rubber, plastics, or other delicate surfaces. And then it says, read the safety data sheet, and then get washed. Moo-Kleen Tire Wash is our new premium tire and hand cleaner, fast evaporating and leaves no residue after cleaning. Safe to use on almost everything. Directions for use: spray on, agitate, and then wipe, blow, or rinse off. Non-corrosive formula. For external use only, if in eyes flushed with water, if irritated persists, call a physician. And then you got all the rest of the stuff in there for good measure, but definitely going to be good. Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you're not stripping of the compounds,
Right.
it's going to keep that integral stuff in the tires because you need them to be malleable. You don't want them to be hockey pucks. That's for sure. Oh, dude, I'm telling you, what we were doing was I actually pulled out the discs and we set three of them in there. So I can do front, center, and oh, sorry, you can't see it. Front, center, and rear. Three discs fit in here, Steve. And with the new tray that is 3D printed, I think once I get the gears in there, it'll actually settle all the oil that's left on them. Because I'm not gonna lie, I do it on a blue shop towel first. I pull all the gears apart, not like what I did on the show where I just put the whole diff in there to show you for size. I actually take all the diffs apart. I put it in here. I let it run for about 15 minutes. After about 15 minutes, I just dry them and then I reassemble everything. And it came out good. So I was happy with that. See, this we won't know, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to test the heck out of it because I'm very curious myself.
Yeah.
If it's even close to what we're currently using with the, I guess, OG concentrate, it's definitely going to be a game-changing formula. I'm looking forward to it. It will be definitely what he says, P and C on tires.
Oh,
This new formula crushes it for tires specifically. Definitely going to be next level
that's
there.
good.
Oh, so I use a little bit of concentrate, Steve, and I just pour it in. And I know Tyler was doing an 8-to-1 mix ratio, I
Yeah.
believe,
Yep. That's
is
what I
what we were
use.
doing. I kind of did it up into, I'm gonna say, a bearing thickness, and then I did the rest in water. And it when as soon as you turn it on, you'll see it'll mix it for you. So it was
Right.
pretty cool. But I definitely added the parts and chassis wash to it to give it that extra cleaning that you need to get rid of, especially if you, well, I know your discs are probably brand new oils anyways, but it definitely helps break and agitate it down having the parts and chassis wash mixed into the ultrasonic cleaner. Let's see, what's he saying? We'll restore the tires to their original characteristics, assuming they are not exposed to any other corrosives or penetrating compounds. Heck yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
That'll be
No,
great.
I'm looking forward to it for sure. I think it'll be a pretty good one, and it will be nice to try something new and race oriented. In
Yes.
my opinion,
Yeah.
I'm stoked. I know the crawler guys are definitely going to have fun with the show and shine and everything like that. And some of the crawlers actually like having the tackier tires, so
Oh yeah.
I think it'll be a win-win for everybody.
Oh yeah. Having
Having
sticky
this.
tires is good. I mean, especially if you're climbing on rocks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's super helpful.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But before we pick somebody, is there anything else we need to cover before we
Yeah. Just one more thing. So we've had some pre-orders online for some time now. And we have, the small mouse pad, the small carbon series, and the electronic sprayers have been on pre-order for a little bit now, and that is going to end on August 15th. So you have about, 2 more weeks left to take advantage of that pre-order sale, and make sure you enhance your savings by using the Cow Tech code at the bottom of the screen as well.
yeah.
So And then once August 15th rolls around, you'll have about another 2 more weeks to ship after that. So, and if I think we probably could show a little bit of a couple of those images, Adam, if you have them. But basically, about 4 weeks, these things will be in your hands, roughly, and 2 more weeks to save on the pre-order. So make sure you take advantage of it, because let's say our next show is probably gonna be in 2 weeks from now, which may be just after. Oh no, we'll have a couple days before. So you'll have one more reminder. We'll remind you one more time, but it's getting close, so that's a good thing.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah, there it
honestly,
is.
like, yeah, these mouse pads have
Yeah.
definitely been clutch. I'm definitely a huge fan. I love the material, and the
Yes.
graphics are what sold me on it. The graphics definitely took it over the top, because let's
Mhm.
face it, who doesn't want to have a dialed looking pit area? And that does it for sure. Yes, it's going to be show number 12 coming up. Heath, how much does the quart mix into? Oh my God, a quart mixed in, well, 1 to 8 if you're doing Tyler's
Yeah, I do
thing. So
7 ounces into 56. So to kind of answer your question, Raymond, what I do is I have a 56-ounce sprayer. And what I do is I take a solo cup, and I fill up with 7 ounces of concentrate, put it in this sprayer, and then fill the rest up with water to 56 ounces. That gives you an 8-to-1 ratio. That's my personal mix. You can go heavier, you can go lighter. I'd say the 8-to-1 mix is kind of a medium to heavy, like a medium heavy strength. So do with what your budget allows and what you think is necessary. You can play with it, and that's why I like to measure it out, because then that way I know, is it doing good or is it not? Like, the last thing you want to do is thin it out so much that it's not doing anything. And you're definitely wasting product. You're throwing water at it. So
right.
make sure you're being efficient with it, but you're not just making green water.
Yes. Yeah, and honestly, the new concentrate doesn't have that same green look.
Right.
So remember when somebody asked about having it out in the sun? It's kind of what it looks like after it's been out in the sun for too long.
Yeah, so this is the old part chassis wash with the wax. You can kind of see it's green, more of a lime green. And this is the new part chassis wash with the ceramic coating in. So it's more like an aqua blue. So it's a very different. You'll notice, like, I mean, if you have both of those items, and you tell the difference, if you just put your finger in the concentrate, it actually has a coating to it. You'll feel the coating, which is that ceramic, which is, and again, why we don't recommend it on tires, because it'll leave a coating on it and disturb your traction. So, but it's fantastic for cleaning, because what it does is it applies a nice film on your bodies, your plastics, so forth. So that way it's protecting that and making it shine.
Yeah, it's definitely cool to be able to have your own custom mix too. And you can be
Yeah.
experimental with it as well. Like,
Oh
just
yeah.
because we're telling you to mix it a certain way, need that extra oomph, by all means. I've
Yeah.
I've used it pretty concentrated before, and it will break stuff down. So if
Hmm.
you need that little extra get up and go, if you have like a burnt out diff or something like that, that you're just like, it's dirt, you can just dump a little bit in there and it will chew through it and help get you on the right path. And yeah, it's one of those things that I feel is a personal thing. And
It is.
um Tyler has been doing it for a while now, and he's very regimented in his ways of doing it. Me, I always just like to make sure that I have the same amount, just so I know, like what he's saying, I'm not spraying water, because what's the point, right? If you break it down
Right.
too much. So you always
Yeah.
want to be, yeah, you always want to be sure that you have enough in there.
And that's the cool thing with the
So
with the ultrasonic cleaners, is that it's there's all kinds of different variables. There's how long do you leave it on? What type of ratio mixture do you put on it? So
right.
if you're interested in that stuff like I am, keep track of it. That way you know what works and what doesn't. That just keeps you more efficient and spending less money on product.
All right. Well, dude, an hour's gone by.
It
I
always
can't
goes by
believe it.
quick.
Well, it's because of the people on the show, and
Yes,
we appreciate all your comments and making it fly
100%.
by for us. So we have to give something away, and honestly, I feel that Dino definitely contributed a lot, but he's the team driver, so I don't think he's
Right.
eligible.
Sorry.
And yeah, sorry, Dino. And
And he's
then
won
so that
before
leaves
anyway. I think
me.
he's won like twice before he was a driver.
Oh,
So
okay, yeah.
he's just hard to pass
He's
up. He's a very good contributor to the
good
show.
now. Yeah. So, um, is John a team driver?
No, but I think he's won before. So I think we need to pick someone who's a new guy.
All right, perfect. Then I
Fresh
have the
one.
winner right here.
Okay.
Drum roll, please.
Okay. Oh, very good.
It was pretty funny that he made me laugh with this one, especially since I have the
That's a
crawler
good one.
behind
I
me.
like it. Very nice. I like
So
it. So yes,
Jeff,
congratulations, Jeff. And so what Jeff wins is he wins the 24 by 36 mouse pad mat without the magnetics, a 1-year subscription to RC Car Action magazine, and also a can of Moo-Slick silicone protectant. So that's a massive win, and that's fantastic. So great job by you, Jeff.
yes, thank you for keeping the content going and giving us a chuckle at the same time. It was definitely clutch. And with that being said, dude, yeah, is there anything that you would like to add before we check out of these guys?
No, I think we're good. Why don't you flash up if you can flash up that discount code on the RC Car Action if you are able to.
Absolutely. This one right here.
Yes, that's perfect. So this is for everybody. This gets you a 1-year subscription for $22. Saves you about $15 off the retail. Gives you a physical copy every month in your mailbox and a digital copy as well to your email. And it takes about, when you do a subscription, it takes about a month and a half. So you usually you'll probably miss the next two if you signed up today, the next two issues that come out, but you're still getting 12. So just be aware of that. But use that code and reward yourself for being a follower of the Cow Tech show.
All right. Thank you very much for tuning in. And thank you to CowRC for
Yeah,
the great giveaways and for RC Car Action
yeah,
for throwing in, because that is an awesome prize. And congratulations goes out to Jeff taking it down. Make sure you message us and we will hook you up. So
yeah.
for that, we will see you guys on the next show.
Yep.
Bye
All
for
right.
now.
Bye, everybody.